All right, so this is a Raiju. For those of you who don't know, the Raiju is a Alliance tournament ship. They are new for the previous Alliance tournament. That's where they came from. I believe only 50 of them, maybe more, exist. This one does not Acerate anymore. So, but, and this is like anytime an Alliance tournament ship dies, it's a huge deal. I do like the fact that it says it's ganked, but I mean, like with the ships that they used, was this actually a gank or was it a war deck? Because it looks like it would be a war deck, but I could totally see people whelping a legion or oh yeah, no, I do know that the Vargur, I'm pretty sure I heard was not in a war deck. So this was actually suicide ganked. Let me look real quick. Well, stop killing so many people, dude. Hold on, when was that? This is April 17th. 07. Oh, no, went too far back. 19th. Yeah, there it is. So I hope that puts it into perspective for you guys, how big of a deal it is for a Raiju to be killed, right? Because this is the most expensive, well, one of the most expensive battleship or like subcapital ships in the game. And they suicide ganked it or used it to suicide gank because that's what they had right there. And I imagine they found like it was said, totally worth it. So, right. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. So then we all had a good time of it. We celebrated the fact that another AT ship went down. We all chuckled about it. But then we were distraught to find out, allegedly, that the Raiju had been rebuilt. Stronger, faster. And of course, these kinds of things are questionable at best. Congrats on the kill, yeah, by the way. And of course, people are suspecting that it is fake, but relatively early in, C-Speed Dopamine comes in with two pieces, or that does two things. One, he confirms it actually did happen, and it was a mistake. And he confirms that it will be destroyed. So we can assume that the Raiju is now re-destroyed by now. Okay? So why am I bringing up this very specific kill from like a week or more ago? Ashrathi, you don't usually do ALODs or kill of the weeks or anything like that. I bring this up because the missing piece that I had out of this, the thing that bothered me was the question of how. How did this happen? All right. Not how did the reimbursement happen specifically, right? It's simple enough to say that it was a mistake. But how did it happen? And then I was watching the meta show and caught from there that the missing detail. And somebody, I think Prof said it earlier, which is that allegedly the trig rats scrammed him and he is positive to the trig. Okay? Now, there's two things about that that immediately stood out to me that I don't think the vast majority of people know. So I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. First and foremost, this is that piece of information immediately explained to me how the mistake happened. This idea of Trig not following their standings and accidentally attacking you when you're not supposed to. This has been known for literally since Invasion Chapter 3, and I have seen all kinds of expensive things get reimbursed through this system. I personally saw a very nice Nestor get reimbursed, and even that reimbursement was technically on the fence. I'll put it that way. But they have they have been willing to reimburse people thanks to this bug. And I assume, or I believe that they've been doing these so often now and for so long, then all GMs must have the marching orders that this is an acceptable thing to reimburse, right? Oh, if the problem is a bug in the fact that the Trig attacked them, then yeah, go ahead and reimburse it, right? Like that. So that's the logic that played out. He was attacked by the Trig without standing or against his standings, and that's what caused it. But here's the thing about that. When both the Trig and or when both NPCs and players kill something, the last NPC that does an effect is on the kill mail. And I don't see a Trig on here. So I question how much influence any Trig may have had. There's an additional piece to this, which is if the Raiju, from my understanding, was playing, F around games, if the Raiju actually shot somebody, then if that somebody they happened to shoot was also positive with Triglavians, that would be considered aggressing an ally of the Triglavians in front of the Triglavians, and they could very well defend the person that you're attacking. So that's two things that brings into question whether or not this would be even relevant to the issue. Yeah, well, yeah, the suspicion is that it's a war target, obviously, but that doesn't change the fact that I would expect there to be evidence that there was a Trig on this kill mail. If there was actually a Trig that scrammed him. Just throwing that out there. But again, I definitely understand that why a CCP or like some GM might not understand that, basically would just rubber stamp without fully thinking about it, given if that is actually the explanation that he gave, if that makes sense. Which means, like, he might even be, if he was being deceptive, I hope that ends up being a big issue for him. But interesting situation. Just wanted to throw in my 2 cents for that. If you quit because your Raiju died, then I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, having a Raiju lost is like the quintessential play stupid games, get stupid prizes. GMs would have access to the full combat logs, right? Yes, but my point is that if they have gotten, that scam where you send somebody like 10 or 12 contracts in a row, and then you send one that like scams them out of 5 billion ISK. It's like that, right? Every day they get these reimbursement requests because of these bad standing issues, and they've learned to just rubber stamp them, and they've been doing it for 2 years now. So I'm not saying it's right. I just can see why it would happen. You know what I mean? I understand the mistake that was made. Before that, I was like, why would you even think to reimburse this thing?